As a matter of fact, if you look at this is the face of Louisiana. You cannot find a face like this on any other continent, not in any other state in America. It is only in South Louisiana that the Cherokee, African, and French DNA came to blend, and here it is. Just a couple of words about me and my background. My first arrest came when I was 15 years old in a public library. The beige in this Louisiana face was a little too beige to go into a public library at the time. So I went to get a book and wound up in the courthouse. And it led to a long career in the law and in government. Former Navy veteran, loved my years in service. Incidentally, I volunteered to go during the Vietnam era when many of your politicians were ducking and hiding and running to Canada. I went to the recruiter's office and volunteered. I earned a full scholarship to Harvard's law school and one to Rutgers Law School and a couple of others. I took the one at Rutgers, and I'm a former Rutgers law professor in addition to being a law graduate. I've been practicing law 51 years. I ran governmental agencies for the states of Pennsylvania, Maryland, Illinois, Seattle, and I worked for Richard Nixon for the Nixon administration when he was the president of the United States. I first addressed this group in the 1990s when I was a member. At that time, in the 1990s, there were so few Republicans that we could meet in a small room. Today, we need a great auditorium, and that is due to the leadership of our state party and to the hard work of our members. We should pat ourselves on the back. We are now a red state. But I'm sad because today, even though we're a red state, Louisiana is in the toilet. Now, some of you may say, oh, that's an exaggeration. That's hyperbole. Well, our streets and communities are overrun by crime. And you can't be satisfied with that, certainly not in a red state. Our education system is failing our children. 2/3 of Louisiana's children cannot read at grade level, and many of them can't read at all. You can't be satisfied with that. That's why we have to import so many doctors and other engineers, nurses. Go to any hospital and just walk through and see the number of non-Americans who are delivering health care to us because our schools cannot deliver education to our children. You cannot be satisfied with that. And there's no reason in a red state for that to be taking place. Our economy is in the pits. This war on gas and oil and all of the rest of it, the jobs have been chased out of Louisiana. And when the jobs left, our workers left, and our children left, and our grandchildren left. 40,000 people a year leaving Louisiana. We have to. You can't be satisfied with that. We have to turn it around. We have to make some changes in that. And as I said, we are a red state. We have a supermajority in the Senate and a supermajority in the House of Representatives. But still, We cannot stop a liberal Democrat governor from throwing our bills passed to protect Louisiana's children and people, into the garbage can. You can't be satisfied with that. We must have bold, new leadership in Louisiana. We cannot continue standing in the toilet. We have to make some changes. We have to get the clowns off our stage. We have to get the rhinos out of our government. We must do better, Louisiana. We're a red state, for God's sake. As your lieutenant governor, I will do two things a little differently. The first, I will sell all of Louisiana to the world. We've concentrated on New Orleans a lot, and that's great, except that the crime in New Orleans is driving the tourists away. Therefore, for the first time in years, tourism is down in New Orleans and down in Louisiana. We have to make some changes. So I will sell all of Louisiana. I'll sell North Louisiana and Central Louisiana and Cajun country. And man, when I start to sell that Cajun country, then people gonna listen to Papaya. Those changes must be made. Now, one of the things that I will do differently is the real problems of Louisiana. We cannot afford to just have a lieutenant governor, someone at that level with that much vocal power and leadership power and potential. Just can't have them sitting down and just selling over on the side, selling Louisiana, selling tourism. I will have a legislative staff. We will identify the problems, like the problems that we've been talking about: crime, education, economy. And we will draft, just as I did when I was a state senator or state representative, we will draft legislation. We'll present it to the legislature and to you, the people of Louisiana, so that we can make the kinds of changes that we must make. Louisiana. For our children, for our state, for our nation, we must make these changes. And for our God.